How's it going?
Bit of a different video again today, I guess. Basically in the news, there's been a 15-year-old who's stabbed his teacher to death. And in some of the articles, granted not all of the articles, which is good, they've cited Dark Souls and GTA 5 as causes for this child stabbing his teacher. Bullshit!
Well, it is wrong to blame video games and not blame anything else.
Well, it seems weird to blame video games full stop as well.
Yeah.
Or any kind of media on influencing someone to kill someone.
The bigger picture is the fact that this guy obviously needed some mental help.
He wasn't right in the head. If you're going to kill someone,
yeah,
something's been missed there.
definitely. But to then go ahead and blame a medium, in particular one medium, is very
single out.
not fair.
Yeah, it's not fair at all.
Yeah.
It's completely unfair and kind of hypocritical.
I'd say very hypocritical. Yeah.
Basically, my overriding thought on the whole thing is that we need to stop ignoring young people's mental health. It's so often stigmatised and just pushed away and kind of
Hidden almost, isn't it?
Yeah, and sort of just disregarded as they're just acting up, they just want some attention, there's nothing actually wrong.
They're just teenagers, they're just turning into they're just adolescents, but that's
and people
so
are
wrong.
just blatantly ignoring it, and then things like this happen. So I think it's a failing. If your child has done this, it is a failing on you as a parent. The teachers haven't noticed anything either, and come on, everyone's visited a doctor at some point in their life, and they've also not picked up on it. And instead of taking responsibility for that, for ignoring this child's needs and not realising it, they try and find a scapegoat, and in this case, and in many other cases, it's video games.
It doesn't happen very often over in the UK, but I know in America,
With the Sandy Hook shooting.
Any kind of shooting that involves young adults, stroke teenagers, or any kind of violence, there always seems to be a link back to video games and what kind of
games they play,
yeah,
influencing them. But another problem with video games linking to crime in America is that a lot of defence attorneys for cases like this try and cite video games as the cause. All the cases I've read up on, the judges either dismissed it as total crap. Sorry.
Yeah.
I was about to have a French moment. Or the accused goes back on his statement, says it's got nothing to do with video games. What we do have to say is the child was 15 and he was playing Dark Souls, which is a 16 rated game, and GTA 5, an 18 rated game. These games clearly have too mature content for young children. Do your job as a bloody parent and don't let your children play these games.
I mean, young minds are easily suggestible and easily influenced over things that happen.
But if you're going to kill someone, that's in your head before you've even played any video games. That books, TV, video games, music even, that they can only maybe make it matriculate around your head a bit more and make it seem like, oh yeah, I should do this. But they're not the cause. The cause is already in your head. And that's what needs to be addressed, is being able to notice that and not just disregarding it as just growing up.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like a lot of children and people who are committing these crimes, they seem a little, I don't know,
unstable.
Ignored in general, really, aren't they?
There needs to be more of a focus on the parents of these children as well. Whenever we talk about this amongst ourselves, I always bring up Trevor from GTA 5 and the guy who played him, which was Stephen Ogg, in an interview with IGN. I think it was on Greg Miller's afternoon thing, yeah.
Yeah, the Greg Miller show.
Yeah. And they said, has your child seen any of the things you've done? He's got like a 5-year-old, he's under 10, I can't remember the exact age, but his child is under 10. And he says, well, honestly, I err on the side of parenting, which is what other people should do. Like, he's not let his child play these games apart from, I think he said he let him have a little drive around, but he didn't get to see any of the scenes that were violent or with any sexist remarks or anything like that.
Any themes of the adult.
Mature nature.
Yeah, it's
parent better.
Simple as that, really, isn't it?
That's the biggest thing I don't get. If so many people believe that video games can influence children so negatively, why the hell do parents let them play them when they're clearly not the right age for them? I worked for 3 months at Game, like just over Christmas, just temporary, and it was during the launch of Call of Duty Ghosts. I had to explain to every parent that came with their child that it was an age 16, I think it was, wasn't it?
It's an 18 Call of Duty.
Yeah. And saying, oh, it's got these themes and it's got a lot of violence, lots of swearing, lots of blood, lots of sexual like references, maybe not content. And only one parent turned around and said, actually, no, I don't want my child to play it. One parent in 3 months. That's going to stand for something. If you're letting your children be exposed to something so terrible at such a young age, it's your own bloody fault. I mean, you can blame the internet, you can blame video games as much as you like, but if you're giving your children access to them, who's at fault here?
Yeah, this misconception that seems to have stuck to video games ever since probably the 80s or ever since their inception is the fact that video games are for children, when clearly like maybe 80 to 90% of video games,
most
in
of the
particular,
AAA ones,
the mainstream, very, very popular games that sell in the millions are aimed for 16 and above, and if not 18 and above. So for video games to still have that that
stigma,
attachment, that stigma and attachment of they're for children, that's something that video games need to lose in order for them to be taken seriously. And well, I think it's mainly just ignorance rather than anything else, isn't it? Because a lot of people just assume that, oh yeah, they're video games. You grow up and you don't play them anymore. You kind of stop playing them. But the video game audience nowadays has changed completely to what it was.
It is the people that grew up with gaming.
Yeah, then they're still
But now
gaming.
we're adults.
Yeah.
I mean, there's obviously the exceptions, like a lot of Nintendo games are child-based, but if you have a child, let them play age-appropriate games. I think so many mothers don't, or well, mothers and fathers don't know what are in the games that they're letting their children play.
I mean, it's not difficult to do a little bit of research, or to even just look at the front cover of the box and notice that there's an age on there, and that's the age that it's restricted to. I
know a lot of people, when I was talking to them about games for their kids, what I'd suggest, they thought it was just a difficulty rating. Like, you know, on games and quizzes, it's like 4+. It's like, oh no, that is an age rating. That's a sign of the content that's in the game.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really blame the confusion on it because it's in bold. It's in the bottom corner of the case. It makes it look ugly as hell, but it's there for a reason, and it's there for parents, guardians, whoever's buying these games for children. In this case, is for them to pay attention to what that age rating is, and
at most retail game stores that actually sell video games, whether it's Tesco or any supermarket chain or an actual GameStop in America or Game Here or
Best Buy,
anywhere, independent game shops, they will check. It is actually law to check with the parents if for an age-related sale game.
Well, it's law to do it, isn't it? Regardless of what it is, whether it be a DVD, whether it be alcohol, whether it be a knife.
I mean, we're not allowed to take the money off the children. You have to take the money off the adult.
Yeah.
That's how strict it is. We have to tell you. It's a scapegoat, completely is a scapegoat. People are trying to find an easier route to stop them taking responsibility for the child's action themselves.